Wana, Tokata Yaya means move forward now. My name is Dave Archambault II, and I'm running for the Standing Rock Sioux Tribal Chairman. It is time that we start thinking about how we can build a better place for our children. This is bad, you know. So we have horses that are, whenever John was alive, we used to raise horses. We used to have quarter horses. We had a certain type that we're trying to get, with ones with Paprika Pine bloodlines, Doc Bar, Smart Little Lena. We're looking for cutting bred, short stocky ones. And we had a bunch of horses, probably about 14 brood mares and a couple studs. All quarter horses, but they were hard to sell. We couldn't sell any horses. It was hard for us to sell them, so our herd kept getting bigger and bigger every year. So one year I just took them all away and I sold them a couple years ago. And I picked up 6 Nakota mares, and I had a curly horse. And this curly horse came one year by my uncle asking me. He said, "You asked if I ever heard of a curly horse," and I said, "I never heard of a curly horse. What is that?" And he said, "It's a horse that," he said, "your tribe kept. The Standing Rock has it." And I said, what is it about?" And he said, "Well, they're supposed to be real sacred, and they hid them and they kept them. When the cavalry came and took all the horses, demobilized our people, there are certain families that kept them and hid them." And so I got really interested, and I wanted to find out more about these curly horses. And I started doing research, and I looked up, I found them on website, but I started asking around here. I asked a couple guys. I asked one guy, Porky American horse. I asked him, I said, "Do you ever hear of a curly horse?" And he said, "Yeah, I heard of them, but you got to keep them secret." And it kind of got me more interested in them. So I asked around, and I ran into Richard Longfeather. And Richard started speaking Lakota half, and got excited. Half Lakota, half English. He was talking, and he said there was a curly horse in Little Eagle, a stud, a sorrow stud, and he would they would ride him and he'd get all curly, and then that was in the summer, he'd be slick, but then when they ride him, he'd get all curly. And in wintertime he'd get all fluffy. He's like real curly hair, and he'd lose his mane and his tail. He was telling me all about this stud horse that everyone would ride. I asked what happened to him, and he said that they would just roam free in the community, and cars were starting to run into him, so they took him and they sold him to Mobridge. I went to Mobridge and looked around, and there was this guy, Ernest Hamrick, was buying all these curly horses. He was bought some from Cheyenne River, Bad Warrior family, Bad Warrior clan. They were selling theirs in Mobridge, and then this Little Eagle Grindstone clan, that's who it was selling them. So they sold their horse, and he bought all of them up. And so he had a bunch of, there's all these curly horses that belonged to our ancestors from years. And then when he died, he gave them to this lady. Her name was Donna Cali, and she was she took these horses and went to Montana. So I was looking up, trying to find out where they were, and I got a hold of her, and she had one stud. His name was Teddy, Seeker's Warrior, that was his name. And so I called her and I asked her about her, and at that time she didn't have a job, and she lost her acreage, and she needed somebody to take care of that horse. So I took care of that horse, and I bred him to 14 of our mares. He was old, he was like 19, 20 years old, and I bred him to all our mares, and only one mare settled. And so when that one mare, the next year I sold all those mares, and I kept the colt, that curly horse and that colt, that mare. And he's still out here. He's a gray, we'll go look at him, but he's a gray stud out there. He's about 4 years old now, and I'm breeding him with those Nakota mares. So the Nakota mares came about when when I sold all the quarter horse mares, all the paper registered quarter horse mares. I sold them all, and I got Nakota mares from Leo and Leo Kuntz and Frank Kuntz, and they got them from the Badlands. And they say they claim that these horses come from Sitting Bull. They were Sitting Bull's herd, and there were certain colors that they had. They had a roan, a blue roan, red roan, black and white paints, blacks, and I can't remember what the other one was. Dun. There was a dun. So they had like 4 colors that they had, and that Sitting Bull had. It was documented. These are the type of horses Sitting Bull had, and they took them and gave them to a rancher, and he released some and he used some, and he released them in the Badlands in Medora. So when they built that park, that Theodore National Roosevelt Park, there was wild horses in there, and just based off of their trait and the way they look, they were like little. They're bigger than ponies. They're smaller than ranch horses, and they're hardier. They have bigger hooves. They're square. They're not as round as a quarter horse. They're not as pretty. But we could go look at them. They're on this side. Those other ones over there are more quarter horse. There's a blue roan, 2 blacks, and a couple paints, Overo black and white paints. So I'm crossing that curly horse that I got with these Lakota horses, and you'll see some of the colts that we're getting. We got a black and white paint. We got a we got a dun paint. We got a really nice dun curly colt. He's just curly. You'll see he looks just like a teddy bear, real cute. And then we have an all black one, an all black colt out of that curly stud. But we bred that black, our stud to a Spanish horse, and we got a black colt. So we should go look at them and see if they'll stay there. That's how the old war ponies look. Their features, their facial features, their neck, their long mane. This is a curly stud right here. He's starting to lose his mane. In the summertime he loses his mane and he loses his tail. He's the one that we raised here. This is another older style Lakota horse. This one's a cross, this paint, and 2 other paints. But the rest of them, that black, that gray, that blue roan, that black one, and the one behind her are old. This horse he has a dorsal stripe, he has tiger stripes on his leg, and he has paint markings. So these are the first ones of the horses that we raised. That's Comet, he's broke pony. If anybody wants a pony, we got some broke ponies. There we go. That people ride. Anyone can ride them. Cross that, so you have like a Lakota curly horse. You have and it's something that was brought back that we raised here on Standing Rock. We have a horse that, like, there's stories and there's documentation that says that's where they come from, and what they were weigh, and so we bring them back, and then we have them here. We get these colts and we have our boys break them, so they're Lakota curly horses born and raised on Standing Rock, broke by young warriors, and they'll be worth something then. Otherwise, quarter horses are a dime a dozen. You never can. And we like horses. We want horses around all the time. If there's no cars, they'd be worth a lot more. But there's no cars, we don't. He's curly. Looks like he's getting curly. I couldn't tell before because he was just born a couple of days ago, and he was black, pitch black. And I couldn't tell if he had curls, but now that the sun is shining on him, I can see that he's going to be kind of like this other one. I want to thank each and every one of you for the support that you've given me. If you want to learn more about me, go to my website, darchambault.com.